the face that I start with is fairly easy to do once you know how to increase the stitches around a circle and around curves. I'm showing you this the other day. This is the yellow one. And how we can start off in the centre, quite small and tight with the stitches, and gradually we come to the 3 chain and slip stitch here. And then as we gradually, this one here, I can see it's a bit bigger, and that's a chain, actually a bridge over the top of another bridge, and there's 2 chains into it. And as I showed you before, we can see that here on the corners. When you're coming round a corner, you've got the 3 chain and slip stitch, but when you come to the corner, we've got this added bridge here where there's 2 slip stitches into that 1 bridge on the corner. And that's what's happening here as well. These ones that are quite bobbly are done that way. You can't quite see that because the colour is the same, but that's the same as on the corner with two stitches, 2 slip stitches into the same bridge, and that increases the number of loops around the outside, and then it won't start to curl up. Okay, I think when we do another chance, let's have a look and see if we can do something like this. So what I thought we'd do today is to just keep going with the yellow as I sit here and see what happens. Now you can practice this for yourself, it's lovely to do. See what happens if I just keep doing 3 chain and slip stitch. When I was teaching my class last week, I had a group of 16-year-olds. There were 13 of them, so it just shows that it can be a class situation. Once they get going and know how to do the chain with even beginners, once they get going with how to do the chain, make a chain with the latch hook, then it's fairly simple to get started. So what I'm doing now then, I was trying to increase it a few minutes ago because I wanted that circle to be nice and flat. But now I've decided something different is just to go round it with 3 chain and slip stitch and hook in all the way around. I'm doing that now as I'm chatting to you. So 3 chain and slip stitch all the way around, and I think I've been round about twice now. I don't count. I very rarely count. It is possible to count, but I just stop when I think I've had enough of what I tend to do is just have a look and see and stop. And if I think I need to reduce it to 3 chain, I do. And if I need it to be 4 chain, I rarely go more than... If I'm working with 3 chain, I sometimes slip another a bridge with 4 in. I sometimes slip that in just to make it go to the next bridge. But I rarely do 5 if I'm working with 3 chain and slip stitch. So I'm going round as I'm chatting to you. I don't know whether I should be showing you how I'm going round. And I want to show you what's happening. Can you see what's happening? It's starting to curl up because I'm not increasing it. And you can go on that way. The other thing that you could do, of course, for a bit of fun, if you've got a class of children and you're doing it with them, or even if with your colleagues, you might challenge them just to do 2 chain and slip stitch at this stage. Well, we'll try it, shall we, and see what happens. 1, 2. So instead of doing 3 chain and slips, I'm going to try and go all the way around. I'm not making a note of how when I get round. You could do if you want to. If you want to put a peg in, a clip in, go all the way around, and then change to doing 2 chain slip stitch and go all the way around. You can do that. Or you can do what I'm doing. I'm just not counting. I'm just going for it. But I am doing 2 chain and slip stitch now. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. As I said before, I stop when I want to stop, or when it looks like I want to stop. 2. It might be uneven. This is what I like. I like wonky. I like wavy. I don't like straight. That way we can do what we want. What happened the other day when I was in with the children, the 16-year-olds, 2 children actually couldn't make it flat. And I'd already told them there's no mistakes in this method. And they weren't too happy with themselves. And one girl just held it up like that and she said, I can't do it. Look what I've made. And she made the most perfect round sphere, about a centimetre wide. So I'm going round, continuing going round with just 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I don't exactly know the shape that this is going to make. I can't remember whether I've done it. I know I've done something similar before. I'm hooking under the bridges, doing 1 slip stitch, and look what's happening. Okay, it's not just curling up, it's starting to curl inwards as well. And what I like about this is if you're doing coral crochet, that's a whole new video of how to do coral crochet. So if you're doing coral crochet, you get these lovely shapes that you can include. And if you want, I've done this before and I've made flowers, and I've actually done some latch hooking inside there and made these 3D type flowers. And that's again another video. So I'm happy to do videos and we'll see where they go. I think if you want to practice something like that, you might find you could even gather it in, couldn't you? I mean, most of you know that if you've got a piece of yarn here left over and you stitch around there, there are no rules. If you want to do there's no rules. If you want to do some embroidery, you can do. I could keep going with that. I could reduce it to 1 chain and slip stitch all the way around and see what happens then. And I think you can guess that it's going to go and even perhaps make a ball shape. I would imagine that it's going to be. Let's make sure I've finished that end off. I've got one little end, look, so that needs to, I need to go through there first, otherwise it'll come undone. I've been sewing for a long time, all my life. My mum was, my grandmother, she's 101, but she was a dressmaker in the days when you used one of those old treadle Singer home, in the days when you used one of those Singer treadle machines. I had a treadle machine. You'll have to let me know if you had a treadle machine. So I'm just going to show you my way of doing how to thread a needle. It's very basic and most people know, but some people just don't know. So what they're going to try and do is to thread the needle like that. Do you do that if you've got a thick piece of yarn? What I do is I press that into my hand there. I don't know if you can see that. I just press the needle onto there like that, fold it over with my finger, and now it's in here, and then I just push. You've got to have a large needle to do it. Look, I've got quite a large needle there. Let me just, yeah, you can see it there. Okay, and so you just push that between your finger and thumb, and it goes through. So if you haven't done it that way, try it. It's such a quick, easy way to thread a needle. Right, so we've got this little loop left, so I'm going to go through there. And then all I'm going to do is just go pick up a stitch every couple of stitches. As I said before, you can try it just going round with your latch hooking and do 1 chain and slip stitch, and then if you could even carry on with that and just do slip stitches all the way around. But I just fancied having a go at doing it like this, because I suspect it just might make a nice shape for us, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm just picking up some stitches there, sewing around there like that. I haven't even, I don't know where I started, but I'm guessing that I've gone all the way around. As I said before, you won't catch me doing much counting. I just like to see how it goes, and if it comes out wavy, usually I'm happy with that. Okay, I think I've gone all the way around now. So I've stitched all the way around. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull it tight. And we've got this, it isn't a perfect ball. It's rather nice. But it's a lovely shape if you're doing coral crochet, or if you wanted to make lots of these and put them round a flower or make it nice and bobbly, or I don't know what you could use it for, but I usually take one of those organza bags, and when I have a class of children, they're 25 pence, 30 pence each, so you can afford maybe for them either to buy their own, or you can afford to give them a bag each. But then I tell them that the bag is for their treasures, not for their mistakes. And when we come across something like this, or if it didn't work out flat, if you're making something round, it didn't work out flat, then you simply make it, if it comes out round, pop it in your bag. And that's one of your treasures. And then if you're making, say you're making some, I can never say this word, arimigumi, the little animals and things like that. It could be a nose, couldn't it? It could be an ear. But you can pick it out, and I made a face like this with all my bits. I had some canvas. I do work on canvas. That is another video which I'd love to make, working on canvas, and especially this particular the particular face that I did. I didn't have any work to do. I didn't have any crocheting to do. I simply looked in my bag of treasures, found something that looked like a mouth, found something that looked like eyes. I had a straight bit that looked like I used for the nose. I had one of my hair bands like this. You could have one of these and put that in the picture for round the top of the head. All sorts of things you can use your treasures for. So this is why when I did this circle, I'm quite happy now that that's going into my bag of treasures. And it can show. If I've got a class, I can say, look, it doesn't matter if it goes wrong, if it's this shape, that's fine. You can keep it for a treasure. Okay, so that I think is going to be the end of this video today, and we'll edit it because usually I have to edit my videos. And if you're on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, Rosalind Hill Crochet Art. And if you go on there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm doing this one for my New York teachers, and hopefully you'll subscribe to that channel too. Ideas for what you can do in the classroom, I think that for art, that is. So I'm going to finish this today. I'm going to say goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you another time. Bye for now.